Ignore the people who are saying that cash flow is king. Cash flow is actually a scam, especially if you're selling your Bitcoin to get it. In this video, I want to go into this in depth. Let's get started. I saw this post from Robert Kiyosaki a couple of days ago. He's the writer of Rich Dad Poor Dad, really great book, did very well. But I don't quite think that he understands the mistake that he made here. He claims that he's practicing what he preaches, but he sold an asset that will probably do much better than everything else in order to earn cash flow. So let's go into this post, and then I'm going to go into the math of why I think this was a really stupid decision. So let's go into it. Practicing what I preach, I sold $2.25 million in Bitcoin for approximately $90,000. This was 25 Bitcoin for $2.25 million. So he got $90,000 each, like he said. I purchased the Bitcoin for $6,000 a coin years ago. With the cash from Bitcoin, I'm purchasing 2 surgery facilities and investing in a billboard business. I think that one of the issues with a lot of people just blindly wanting to buy businesses is that they don't quite understand that Bitcoin is the hurdle rate. What I mean by that is that if you can't beat Bitcoin, then you probably shouldn't be investing in other businesses. If you can't beat whatever Bitcoin's return is, you're probably going to end up losing a lot of money. So he said, I estimate my $2.25 million Bitcoin investment into the surgery centers and billboard business will be positive cash flowing approximately $27,500 a month income by next February, tax free. Adding $27,000 a month income to my years of previous cash flow positive real estate based businesses makes my cash flow cushion a bit fluffier into the hundreds of thousands per month. Why do you need more cash flow if you're already earning hundreds of thousands a month? That doesn't really make any sense to me. I'm still very bullish and optimistic on Bitcoin and will begin acquiring more with my positive cash flow. So his point here is that he's going to use the $27,000 in cash flow per month to buy more Bitcoin. This has been my get rich plan since I began playing Monopoly with my rich dad for over 65 years. I'm not saying that my plan should be your plan. Warren Buffett would think my plan too slow and foolish. Warren has his plan, as does Donald Trump has his plan. What is your get rich plan? If you have read Rich Dad Poor Dad and played my cash flow board game, you will recognize my latest Bitcoin acquisition of income generating real estate with tax and debt advantages being played out in real life. I was advised against posting my Bitcoin liquidation and acquisition of real estate. You may know why I was advised against being transparent. Too many sickos out there. Yet, in a world of fake dollars and fake teachers, I thought it best you know I practice what I preach. More important question, what is your get rich plan? Please take care. World economy is going on a wild ride. So let's just plug those numbers that he mentioned into my compound interest calculator so we can see exactly what it'll take for him to get back his 25 Bitcoin. So let's just go to that. He claims that he'll be earning $27,500 per month in cash flow. So let's just assume that he puts all of that money directly right back into Bitcoin. And let's say Bitcoin gets a very, very low return of 16%. Just to show you the numbers here, it'll take him until 2043 or 2042 to get back his 25.2 Bitcoin. In the meantime, he's going to have to deal with the business. He's going to have to try to earn more money through the business. He's going to be earning in depreciating dollars over time. It'll take him 18 years to break even on this investment. 18 years. And that's with Bitcoin giving him a 16% return. 16%, in my opinion, is insanely low. The S&P 500 can give you a 16% return. What if instead of getting a 16% return, Bitcoin gives you a 20% return? At 20%, he will never get his Bitcoin back. Never. He's never going to get it back. He's going to keep buying Bitcoin over time. He's going to keep putting $27,000 into Bitcoin over time. He'll never get it back. He can keep buying more and more Bitcoin forever. He can keep earning that cash flow in fake dollars. Like he said, fake dollars. He can keep doing that, but he'll never get back to that 25 Bitcoin. But what if Bitcoin gives him an even higher return? So what if Bitcoin gives you a 30% return in that period? So you can see here, if he keeps buying Bitcoin, if he keeps buying Bitcoin with his $27,000 of cash flow per month, he will never get to 16.4 Bitcoin. So he would have lost 8.6 Bitcoin because he made the decision to invest in a business that's not really making him any money. You would be better off owning the Bitcoin and then selling it whenever you need to, maybe to earn cash flow. You'd be better off compared to spending that Bitcoin on that business. Now, let's say he has 25 Bitcoin today and he just sells $27,500 worth of it per month. And I discovered this recently. I saw somebody who was using this compound interest calculator who put in a negative amount for the investments and it worked flawlessly. So you can see here, if you withdraw $27,500 per month from your Bitcoin stack, you'll end up with 8.62 Bitcoin. That's the lowest you'll go to. If he were to withdraw $27,500 per month from his Bitcoin stack, his 25 Bitcoin stack, if he kept withdrawing that, kept going, he would never run out of money. And keep in mind that people are doing this all the time. They're confused that cash flow is king. They think that they should be earning cash flow no matter what. If they're not earning cash flow, then they're failing. That's what they think. But this is a good thing because it just means that this Bitcoin is being redistributed to people who maybe understand it much better than Robert Kiyosaki. Robert is making a terrible mistake here. He's selling this asset that's probably going to give him a much higher return than even what I predicted here, 30%. I think it'll be higher than that in the next few years, next decade or so, because the US dollar can keep losing value over time and more people are figuring it out. As more people figure it out, they want to put more of their dollars into Bitcoin. They want to get rid of their dollars and they want to buy Bitcoin. The supply will eventually run out and there will be no more Bitcoin left for these people with dollars to buy. I think in the next few years, people are going to realize that they made this terrible mistake to sell their Bitcoin to buy cash flowing assets that don't beat the hurdle rate. And they're probably going to regret it because they're never going to be able to get back that amount of Bitcoin that they're selling to buy that business or to invest in that business. Sometimes people who sound really smart for selling their Bitcoin and buying businesses that earn them cash flow, think about how much work he's going to have to do to run these 2 surgery centers and to invest in a billboard business. Some of these people have no idea what they're doing. They haven't run the numbers for themselves. They haven't figured out that they need a certain return from that business to beat the Bitcoin returns that they're getting rid of. This is a prime example of opportunity cost. Robert Kiyosaki, like I said, sold his 25 Bitcoin, and at some point in the future, he's probably going to get back some Bitcoin from the businesses that he's investing in, but he's not going to get back that 25 Bitcoin that he sold. If he starts with 0 Bitcoin today and he buys $27,500 worth of Bitcoin every single month, and Bitcoin gives a 0% return, let's say it just moves sideways, it'll take him until 2032 to finally break even. And then after that, of course, he'll be accumulating way more Bitcoin. But again, I don't think that Bitcoin is going to have a 0% return. I would say that Bitcoin can even reach a 50% annual return the way that people are buying. Once the supply is gone, all the people who are selling today, once their supply is gone, they'll have no more Bitcoin to sell. So I would not be surprised if the US dollar starts depreciating in terms of Bitcoin at 50% per year. If that were to happen, he wouldn't get above 11.3 Bitcoin. He would never get above that. He would never get to 12 Bitcoin. He would have lost 50% of his stack because he made this decision to sell his Bitcoin and invest in these businesses that aren't really making money. So before you sell your Bitcoin for cash flow, think about the consequences of doing that. If you can never get back your Bitcoin, then the decision you're making to sell your Bitcoin to invest in these businesses is probably going to end up making you feel very foolish in the next few years. If you found value in this video and you want to learn more from me, you can watch this one right here where I explain why all you need is Bitcoin and cash. Every other investment is a distraction.